My name is Peter. I was in group one with the text of the debate, and some pros to looking at the text was that you could get the full substance of the debate. You could also reread what you've already read. So if you didn't understand the first read through of what one of the debaters was saying, you could reread it and understand fully what they were trying to say and the context of the whole thing. You could also read through the interruptions in the debate a lot easier, whereas in like a video that is just constant interruptions back and forth, sometimes that's hard to decipher, but if you have a transcript, you can kind of sift through those interruptions better. Some cons was that it was less entertaining to read the text than watch the video and see the tension. It took more effortful processing, reading words and translating those symbols to what was really happening takes more effortful processing than watching a video or listening to audio. You can't read the emotions or body language on the subjects, and in some ways it was a lot harder to tell what was actually happening with the text because you can't see in the flow of reality what was really happening. So obviously it was very symbol heavy and notational because I had only the words and language to understand what the debate was about. And I'm calling this hot media because it was print and you have an onslaught of information that you're absorbing and making sense of. So that was the text.
Hey, my name's Matt Kramer. I was in the video-only condition. One of the pros of this condition was that we got to experience small visual cues, which gave us some additional context about the debate. But otherwise, there wasn't really any advantage to only watching the video. You don't really get any of the audio context. You don't get any of the substance of the debate, so I have no idea what the journalists or any of the people involved in the debate were saying. As far as words versus pictures go, there's kind of some elements of both in the way I experienced the debate. I had a passive reaction, which is kind of like pictures, but I actually had to use a lot of mental effort to try to process what was happening since I wasn't getting the audio cues and information. And there was also some symbol representation because the two people involved in the debate had ties, which were colored according to their party affiliation, and that was context that I wouldn't have gotten in any of the other forms of the debate.
Hi, I'm Allie. I also was in the video condition. And just to talk about what we classified this as cool media, because it required a lot of participation from the viewer. There wasn't like an onslaught of information like there is usually when you get audio and video, because you were only focusing on just the video. But in the same way, you still had to be really mindful and try to think about what they might have been talking about on the screen, because there's actually no audio to go with it. So it required a lot of mindful interpretation. Another kind of con of watching just the video is there's no entertainment really whatsoever. You can kind of see hand motions and facial expressions, but there's no entertainment value without any of the words. So like for instance, when the guy got up in the middle of the debate, you had no idea why, and it probably was really dramatic with audio, but for us it kind of just looked like someone just walked off the screen.
Hi, I'm Noah, and I was in Group 3, the just audio portion of the argument. And I would say the pros for me were that I got a lot, I experienced a lot of the entertainment value of the debate and was able to hear the substance of the conversation. I wasn't affected by the facial expressions and kind of the show business aspect of the debate. And so I really got a sense of the topics and the substance that the two debaters were arguing about. In terms of cons, though, I wasn't able to visualize as well, and so I had to infer more meaning, and my mental effort required more translation because of the audio was, I would say, more of a symbolic and descriptive symbolic notationality, and as the video, just hearing the audio, I wasn't able to lip read it as well if I missed some information. But overall, I would categorize the audio as more hot media, as similar to radio, where I was able to have a lot of the entertainment value, but and not have to participate as much.
Hi, Jason Randolph, number 4 in the group here, audio and visual. Two things to kind of add here after a lot's been said. One was from the audio and visual perspective, when they switched to the first speaker and the second speaker started laughing and speaking over him, I had no idea who the voice was or where it was coming from to begin with, which was really interesting to me. It was actually very surprising, so it kind of looks like the audio-visual side of things was the best group. You got the most information, but in some ways it could still be somewhat confusing. Another thing to kind of add in about the signs versus symbols idea is that although I could kind of see the timing of everything, I could see when the gentleman got up to leave, I could see the other gentleman, his reaction and him cutting everyone off. It was still kind of interesting to note that this was a lot of acting going on between two politicians or representatives of different parties. And so rather than having the most clear kind of vision or understanding of what was going on, it seemed like someone from an audiovisual perspective could also be very easily biased by the actions and the symbols that they were using to kind of represent their stance, whether that stance was clearly or truly represented or not.